Well, everyone, welcome back to the motherfucking awkward tension podcasting program, I guess, if you will. I have a new strategy, which is that I'm actually going to be doing stories with you guys. But first, I do believe that it's been a long time, man. When was the last time we just sat down and talked as friends? Huh? It's been a while. What's new? Thanks for asking. I have developed an interest in archaeology, I guess, to put it lightly. So that's something that's been, that's been putting me to sleep at night, I guess, is how I would put that. What else is new, though? I mean, I hurt my pulley. A pulley's in your finger. From climbing, rock climbing, mountain climbing, if you will. What if he falls? Remember? Free solo. What if he falls? I got a new shirt. Felt good about it. Then I felt pretty bad about it. And now I'm back to feeling neutral. What else? What else has been new with you guys? The hate on the Chinese front died down, so no more of that. So that's good. That's positive. We're staying positive, really. Today is a day of positivity only. Okay. As you can see, I'm sipping a mug. If for our audio listeners, it says my favorite people call me Nana. Too many jokes. I don't even know where to begin. But I gotta say that we do need to definitely talk about some stuff that's been happening, because there's been a lot of absolutely psycho stuff that's happened just throughout the world that we need to talk about. So let's freaking get into it. I have this list. I have like a list of stories that I'm going to talk about, and in it I have Tiger Woods. But I think that now that I'm here, I'm like, I don't think that we should talk about it, because basically the story is that Buddy Ass is addicted to alcohol, and he doesn't want a driver. Tiger Woods doesn't want somebody driving him around, drawing all this attention to him, right? My brother in Christ, when you crash your Bugatti Veyron, that brings more attention. I'm sorry. I just have to say that. Peace and love. Get well soon. Hit some golf balls, dude. You could literally hit golf balls all day long instead of drinking. You could go for a walk. You could hang out with friends if you have any. I do think that when you're famous, though, it's like probably super hard to find real, genuine friends. Like, obviously, we all have friends that are like, just friends. But actual, like, real friends, I feel like if you were a celebrity, that would be virtually impossible to have. Unless you have them, like, from your childhood, like, from before you blew up and act like you don't know nobody. So yeah, that's something that's happening, but mainly what I'm concerned about, and we need to talk about this, is K-pop drama, okay? Because there's some things that's happening with K-pop, especially with a certain group that maybe I should just get into right now. BTS, behind the scenes, or better known as, what does BTS stand for? Stand by. We're going to find out what does BTS stand for, because in my opinion, BTS, actually, if you think about it, Bangtan Sonyeondan is the actual Korean name of BTS. Bangtan Sonyeondan. And we can even have them read it for us. I do know how to actually speak Korean, but
방탄소년단.
that was very close to what I had said. So that's good. That's cool. I don't know what that means per se, but that's really cool. I'm happy for them. But now we need to get into something really low-key bad about them. Because what happened, you guys, is they came back. They've come back. It's hype AF. Everyone's excited about it. I've been queefing constantly, just even thinking about it. And so, yeah, I was super excited, obviously. But something happened. Something happened. Because basically what I think they were trying to do was kind of, beat the algorithm, or at least post with the algorithm. And if anyone knows social media, they will know that the algorithm always wins. Just like the dealer, like in blackjack. So the K-pop fandom is extremely pissed off right now. I say K-pop fandom like I'm not in it. So weird. Yeah, they are. Basically, what happened was they were shooting this music video on Howard University's campus. Howard University is a historically black university. Now, if you, whoever was doing the marketing and who was running whatever situation they had going on in BTS for this music video shoot at Howard University needs to be promoted, because they did an excellent job spreading the word. No, but actually, like, morally, it's super bad, because basically Howard University, it's a historically black college. A lot of people majority of people that go there are black. And then you watch the music video, and ain't nobody black in the fucking background. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, from a marketing perspective, it's still bad. Everything, yeah, I was kidding, like, when I said that they need to get a promotion. Because, like, I genuinely, especially being in the industry and shit, and knowing, like, 5% of what happens, and, with productions and movies and all this stuff, and there's just the sheer number of people that would be involved with BTS, dude. What do they stand for again? Bangtan Sonyeondan? If I was working for Bangtan Sonyeondan, BTS, I would have locked in. I would have included everyone in the background. It is genuinely. I'm not. I don't want people to think that I'm being sarcastic though. Like, because it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, you're whitewashing. You're whitewashing. Okay, and I know that. I just think that's pretty. It's an oversight, to put simply. It's a bloody major oversight. And so, yeah, people are pissed off, understandably so. I say people like I'm not people too. Like, I'm within the BTS fandom, and when I found out that they did that, I was honestly mortified. No, I can't joke about this because it is bad. It is bad. So let me just move on. But that's true. So this happened, and yeah, another crazy thing that's happening right now is apparently the Harry Potter, there's a remake. There's going to be a new Harry Potter, essentially. Nobody's happy about it. Honestly, nobody's happy about it. We didn't need it. We wanted something new. We wanted something non-biopic. We wanted something vagrant. But what we got instead was a bunch of kids making hundreds of thousands of dollars, preparing to destroy the legacy of Harry Potter. Now, if you ask me, I would have not made it, okay? But there's something where if you don't own the, like, let's think about what studio owns Harry Potter. We're about to find that out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warner Brothers Studios. Warner Brothers. Okay. So if Warner Brothers owns Harry Potter, they own the rights to Harry Potter, there's a time limit to where if they don't make any content within the Harry Potter manosphere, if you will, then they lose the rights and they go back to the original creator. Now, is that what's happening here with this situation? I'm not saying that this is a cash grab, but I am saying that they're doing this all for the money. And I'll tell you why. Being somebody who has worked within this realm, nowhere near close to what they're doing, but again, I've worked within the realm, I guess, right? The gears that need to click in these producers' head to say, hey, wait a minute, let's make another freaking Harry Potter. The first one wasn't very good, and we need to try to make it better. Like, what are we doing here? First of all, Harry Potter is like this, it's like more than a show, or more than a series of movies. It's a lot of children's childhood. It's a lot of young adults' childhood, right? So, why is the studio remaking something? I think it's in show format, right? New Harry Potter. Yeah, it's a series. It's in show format. So that means that it's the trailer got 277 million views and becomes the most watched in HBO history. Should I just watch the trailer? Well, we're gonna watch the trailer. I haven't even seen the trailer yet. Oh my god, see, the thing is, okay, here's what I think. Here's what I genuinely think. They're trying to do the impossible. They are. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to curry favor with younger audiences by, like, keeping the set same, keeping everything similar to how it was in the original movies. But they're also trying to make it again so younger people watch and get more invested in Harry Potter, right? That's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to do two things. And what happens in this world when we try to multitask? Bad things happen when we try to multitask. Okay? Bad things happen when we try to do two things at once. Okay? If you wanted to keep the older audience happy, you would have just left it as it is. Okay? And you do want that, but you also want to make the young kids happy. They're happy enough on their bloody iPads, okay? They don't need this. We need this. We need Harry Potter, the original Harry Potter. Anyways, it's just been upsetting me. Out of protest, I'm not going to watch the trailer. It does look very similar to the old Harry Potter. Yeah, but he, the child actor. That's the thing. if you're a child actor, you'll never be him, bro. I'm sorry, and it's not even your fault. Like your stage mom obviously signed your ass up for this audition, and because she couldn't be an actor when she was a kid, and so she lives vicariously through you, and so her ass signs up a freaking her 7-year-old child for an HBO series to be the lead star. He doesn't know what's happening. He's just excited because he's getting all this attention. When he grows up, when he hits puberty and becomes chopped AF, his world's going to be over. And the only thing that he's done has just to been born. To be mothered by probably a nice girl. I don't know, a nice woman. Is she nice? Apparently they're making a lot of money though. The kids are hundreds of thousands. And they were getting a lot of hate online for that. And then Daniel Bloody Radcliffe said, stop. These are children. And I agree. These are children. The only reason I'm talking negatively about children right now is for views. And so I say something controversial to get more comments. No, I mean, I do kind of agree though. It's like, you know, what do we do? It's because from the labels perspective, it's totally a cash grab in my opinion. And they're too uncreative and scared to invest money in other interesting shows and works that could be interesting. But on the other hand, Harry Potter is totally interesting and deserves to have a chance. Maybe it's good. If it's good, I will apologize and run through my college campus naked. What else? What else do we need to talk about, you guys? There's so much. For example, Doja Cat. Let's talk about it. DC, as I like to call her affectionately, an incredibly shiny head she has, and an incredibly shiny impact on the internet she also has, because this girl essentially came out of the closet as being a ballet hater. Girl, what are we doing here? What are we doing? You saw what happened to Timothy Mudda-frickin' Chalamet. And then you're going to go over here and agree with him and die on this hill that definitely doesn't need to get died on? Like, what was it in your mind that makes you says, listen, I see that Timothy Chalamet is getting all this backlash. It's obvious that what he said has clearly upset the vast amount of people that are fans of him. So I'm going to say the same thing and agree with him. What? What are we doing here, buddy? That's not okay. That's weird. That is illogical, and I'll tell you why. If I was Doja Cat and I was falling off like she is, I mean, she's not falling off. She's just like, I think that she's probably taking a break because like she had a crazy couple of years, and I think that she's probably laying low right now just because she wants to. But if I was her and I was falling off, if I wanted to get back up in the limelight, I would do something like that. Because it's so insignificant. Because she's basically just saying, yeah, ballet is boring. I agree with Timmy Tay. It gets her back in the limelight. It connects her to Timothy Chalamet, who obviously people are going to like again. People don't understand, like, all these all these like TMZ like people don't understand the simple reality that people honestly don't care that much about anything. Like, they just, and everyone's pretty nice usually. Like, everyone's just like a chill person trying to like survive, right, in this world. And so, you know, people are gonna forget. They're gonna start to love Timmy Tay again. And I think that most people don't really care. I think that, you know, what Timmy Tay said was essentially, listen, hey, we're acknowledging here, and I'm, you know, if I was Timothy Chalamet and I'm over here gabbing it up with, who's that guy's name? The all right guy. I'm gonna look it up. Who was in Interstellar? Because he was in that. Bro, how is his name? Okay, Matthew McConaughey, thank you. Impossible to get information here anymore. Okay, so Matthew McConaughey, if I'm sitting at a round table, you know, those actors round table discussion things, and I'm over here laughing it up with Matthew motherfucking McConaughey, the man of Interstellar, of so many other pretty good movies. Inglourious Basterds was he in? No, he wasn't in that. But my point is that if I was Timothy Chalamet, I would say some pretty offhand stuff too, because I was excited, because I felt honored, because I felt appreciated, because I felt happy to be there. Because listen, obviously he didn't mean that ballet is stupid and dumb and it's never going to work, okay? He meant, let's state the obvious. Now, sometimes when you state the obvious, you end up having to move to another state, okay? Because people don't like it. People don't like when you say that. They don't. I think it's because, and there's like validity to that too. It's like sometimes we don't need to state the obvious. Like, why are we doing that? If it's a weird thing, like I've noticed that a lot with this girl named Pearl, Just Pearly Things. She's very controversial, conservative, like speaker, I guess. Total doorknob. I truly believe that she's just in this all for money. But so is Warner Brothers, I guess. But basically, a lot of people like to state the obvious because they think that it's some sort of like unknown, like secret, and everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna state the obvious. Everyone knows it. We just we've already realized it and we've moved on. So basically, Timothy was stating the obvious. Everyone had already realized it, but got offended because what he said was just a bit too much. And yeah, he got his Oscar ripped from his hands. Literally, like, if that was pretty much the closest thing that you could do to having the Academy come into the podcast that he was at and ripping the Oscar out of his hand without actually having, you know, without that actually happening. That was the closest thing he could have done. He should have just silenced himself, focused on keeping a nice, good persona, broken up with Kylie Jenner. Because what are we doing? Like, that's so stupid. Actually, maybe he is bad, because that is like I would never, ever, ever, ever do that. Just, even if she was, I mean, if she was like a super nice person, then obviously I would, but we can assume that she's not like an incredible person. We can assume that. We can assume that because of a couple things. Firstly, she's been in the limelight for 1 billion years. That makes you totally not a good person, because you don't trust anyone. I bet that she doesn't trust anyone, and I bet that she has a lot of doors closed around her personality, because yeah, like everyone trying to play her, I would have a bunch of walls up too. But I think that, you know, if you're Timothy, if I was Timothy Chalamet, basically the past year he spent his entire time just like completely ruining his whole career. because he like dated this girl who has like a massive reputation for being kind of a bimbo, and even if she isn't a bimbo, that's what the general populace is going to think of you. You know, they're going to think that you're dating a bimbo. And honestly, she probably is not the most intelligent or nice or interesting or fun. Maybe she is. But I would venture to assume that Kylie Jenner is just kind of an ass. And so if you're Timothy Chalamet and you're dating an ass, we are the people that we surround ourselves with. I'll say that again for the class. We are the people that we surround ourselves with, okay? So if you're dating an ass, if you're kissing an ass, you finna become an ass. And that's what we saw. That is what we saw happen with Timothée Chalamet. He is a nice guy. I watched Theo Von. You know, I have mixed feelings on Theo Von, but Theo Von's interview with Timothée Chalamet, pretty fun, can't lie. He just seemed like a pretty normal person. But it does frustrate me to know that he was super rich. Because then it's like, okay, it takes away from the accomplishment, even though it doesn't, right? But, you know, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, he was so rich. Like, I don't know, it probably made things easier for him. I don't know. So there we have it, you guys. We're at 30 minutes, and I'm going to end it because I have stuff to do, but I appreciate this, and let's totally do this next week if you guys want. If you want, of course. If you don't want, then that's fine. But I feel like it was pretty good and interesting to talk about all these things, and I hope that you guys have kind of increased your knowledge in what is essentially worthless information. Everything that we talked about today is worthless, besides for the Harry Potter thing. That's actually interesting because I'm curious to see when this actually comes out, how like catastrophic it is going to be for Harry Potter in general. They might totally just like delegitimize the franchise and totally end it all. Like for me, I think that this is what happened. Like the Lord of the Rings came out and all these old people queefed all over it. They loved it. And then The Hobbit came out and they were like, "Rah, you made 3 movies out of 1 book. You're a little theropod." I think that that's the same thing that's going to happen with Harry Potter. I think the young people are going to be psyched about it because I'm young. I watched The Hobbit, and I've never read any of the books. I loved The Hobbit. Because it was made for young people. And so now they're doing the same thing where we got the old version. But honestly, Harry Potter is such a timeless thing. Like, I understand why they made The Hobbit because The Lord of the Rings was very long, very slow, and not for kids, kind of. You know what I mean? I mean, it was for kids, but it was more intense. But here, Harry Potter, all these movies are already the most kid-friendly shit. They're over here getting slimed on by an ogre. That happens in everyone's childhood. That's relatable. And now they're going to make this new show where who's going to slime on this new Harry Potter character now? I don't know. Thanks for watching, you guys.